Yo, what is up, guys? Got something really cool today to share with you, and it is a Link NECROFACE DD Dinosaur Fairy Tale deck. I really don't know what to call it. It's basically a banish removal deck, but it's incorporating a lot of cards that just get like free advantage. Plus, Chaos Zone is actually insane in this deck, and it's been a while since we saw something that's anti-meta, and I want to say if you're running a deck with like D-Fissure, obviously with Macrocosmos, I would kind of consider that anti-meta, but like you are technically still making Link monsters in this deck. Like these duels are like really cool. We see someone trying to play Necros in 2017. I just think that that deck needs a little bit more support. And it's his turn, and he's going to get some free monsters. I feel like DD Scout Plane, definitely a more obscure card. However, it's just free extra cards that you're going to be able to utilize to get like extra Link summons for free. It's kind of like Level Eater, if you will. But in addition to that, his opponent's just like, dude, you've won. The other guy with Necros stood no chance. Okay, let's go to this one, because this was actually a really interesting duel. But shoutouts to Perry Shat over here. You've built a really cool deck, and I think it's pretty innovative. This guy over here, he's going to actually bust out the new zombie Link monster, Vampire Sucker. But the plays are still pretty powerful from this deck, and the interaction is interesting over here because he only has 13 cards left. But remember, guys, NECROFACE can technically reset things, so he's gonna go ahead and start banishing a bunch of cards. He has 20,000 life points. He's got access to Fairy Tale Snow via the Chaos Zone. So Chaos Zone, if you guys don't know what it does, each time a monster is banished, you place a Chaos counter on it. And once per turn, you can remove 4 more Chaos counters to target a banished monster from your side of the field to target one banished monster with a level equal to the number of Chaos counters removed to special summon that target. That's really cool. You just remove 4 or more counters from itself, unless there's other Chaos counters from other cards, but we don't play any of those. But yeah, this basically becomes just a free access to Monster Reborn, whatever you want. Because Fairy Tale Snow obviously can let you banish whatever you want, and since you only play level 4 or lowers, basically you get to bring out whatever you want. Basically, once per turn, he's got like a Monster Reborn. We see Book of Life activated. He's gonna try to banish some cards, but he's just gonna say, no, I'm going to banish those cards so you can't actually hit them, because he's just gonna banish his own cards, because that's fine, because Giant Rex, the dinosaur card, it just comes back. It's like a free extra, just 2k wall, and then in addition with that, it's again just fodder for Link summons, because Fairy Tale Snow is going to have access to that. But this guy, he pulls off the Vampire Sucker over here. He's going to go ahead and activate Unizombi's effect. Mizuki's going to go ahead and summon a really interesting card, the Soul Absorbing Bone Tower for those boneless plays. I guess it might not be boneless, but he's actually going to deck out his opponent because of Soul Absorbing Bone Tower, because each time a zombie type monster summoned, you send the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck to the graveyard, and that actually works because he's actually going to be able to target one monster in your opponent's graveyard and special summon to defense position, and then make it treated as a zombie. So that was just really interesting over there. A little bit of a play right there to kind of like stop the special summon. That is actually pretty cool. Vampire Sucker, definitely a interesting card. It was cool to see like the bonus. He just decked his opponent out. Now we're gonna go ahead and watch it again. And this, I hope this is the duel with the Topologic Dragon. Okay, I'm pretty sure it is. There's a pretty spicy play over here, but the Cardians, I felt like this deck just got overshadowed, never really just had a chance. But we do have Dimensional Fissure turn 1, Left Arm offering pretty good stuff. Gold Sarcophagus searching out NECROFACE, going to go ahead and banish some extra cards. Chaos Zone going to go ahead and bring back the Metaphyst Ragnarok, which is another, just like a completely different art. This deck is like a toolbox deck at the end of the day. But when it's normal or special, you get to banish 3 cards and then it gains extra attack, but we're really here to use it, again, as kind of a stepping stone to make other things. But he's going to go ahead and just get some more counters on the Chaos Zone. Again, a special summon at Giant Rex, and during the end phase, these DD Scout Planes will just be coming back again and again, almost like a Treeborn Frog, but it's instead of during standby, it's during the end phase. Plus, their dark works well with Lord of Darkness. Just because, yeah, it's a pretty simple card, straightforward. And we've got Angel of Zera. It's got a decent amount of attack. Gains 100 attack for each of your opponent's banished cards. And then, what's really cool with this card is during the next standby phase, after this card was banished, you get to special summon it. So just gets to go right back on the board. You can use it for material. I was even thinking like Level Eater would be really cool with it because it technically would reset itself after going away. His opponent summons a bunch of Guardian cards, but it doesn't matter because we're going to go ahead and make Topologic Dragon. Giant Rex will then special summon itself. And then we're just going to go ahead and just pop everything. And then his opponent activates Scapegoat, but he didn't specify the exact zone, so you done goofed, man. You shouldn't have special summoned it right there. You technically would have had maybe another turn, but DD Scout Plane, again, they are going to be coming back and do triple of them. And again, guys, don't worry. I like how he disrespects that himself over there. He didn't actually have the ability to go for them because they would just go away anyways, but it doesn't really matter. So the Guardian guy over here, he's trying to stall. But obviously this deck at this point, he's only got 2 cards. This deck is just too fast. But again, like I was mentioning before, NECROFACE can actually reset. And it's got 5,000 attack over here. And I don't think the Guardian is going to be matched for this deck at all. But he's going to go ahead and place more counters. Guys, he has 44 counters. That's like, in this deck, it's 11 copies of Monster Reborn, basically. Yeah, because it's basically from... well, I guess you can't target your opponent's graveyard, but it's 40 copies of Monster Reborn? No, it's 11 copies because everything is level 4 or under. Therefore, you just have to remove 4 counters from it and then just grab out whatever you want that's banished. Really, really dirty card. And then on top of that, there's also another effect I want to go over real quick before I show you guys the next replay. But anyways, well, when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you get to add 1 light or dark monster from your deck to your hand whose level is less than or equal to the number of chaos counters that were on this card. At 44 counters, you can literally search out whatever you want in your entirety of the deck, unless you're somehow playing something that is even higher than that. But next up, we got some Raid Raptors over here. I haven't seen this deck in a while, too. A lot of these decks, like after Lynx, I just haven't seen them at all. I also think Raid Raptors not the most hot deck because Kaijus, they kind of eat up that deck. That deck, it definitely relies off of making 1 powerful monster. It does utilize three-ish cards to make it, I would say. But at the end of the day, it's still not a bad deck by any means. It's just not considered meta. But we'll have to wait and see if they get more support. They haven't gotten a Link monster. I feel like they could easily get one. I mean, heck, everything. Gladiator Beast got a Link monster now, too. But anyways, we have the Raid Raptor Revolution Falcon. I actually think this guy is great. You just target a monster your opponent controls. Just go ahead and get rid of it, and your opponent like takes the damage. And then also can attack everything. All monsters your opponent controls once each. And then if it battles a special monster, makes its attack and defense become 0. That's obviously a pretty good effect. We see Minerva out here. She's going to go ahead and attack into it, but he's going to go ahead and boost that up with the effect where you can banish this card from your hand and destroy the attacking monster. But that's going to give him some chaos counters. And at this point, well, he's got 12 now, which is basically doubled and tripled now at 12 copies of Monster Reborn. And he's going to go ahead and put that card face down. And he's got 15 counters. Like, dude, Chaos Zone maybe actually potentially like game breaking. It is a once per turn, but does get you everything. And like because he has so many counters on it, it's like minimum +1. Because once it goes away, you know, with like 15 counters, you can add whatever you want in your deck. I remember, I think with like Satellite Calculator, I think we got like there was like infinite levels. I don't think that there actually is a level limit in this game. But we're at 24,000 life points with, again, 3 copies of Monster Reborn at this point. Angel of Zera is out there. We've got Fairy Tale Snow looking to do some extra damage. And unfortunately, Giant Rex cannot attack directly. But, I mean, in that circumstance, it was okay. He's going to go ahead and bounce back that. And then remember, guys, we're in the end phase. The squad is coming back. We've got the triple scout planes. They here to do some dirty work. And then also, Angel of Zera is going to be coming back during the standby phase. And then we're going to go ahead and just start banishing everything. And go for that Fairy Tale Snow. Flipping things face down. Giant Rex going to get some free stuff. And remember, guys, DD Scout Plane will also be coming back. So basically, the whole deck is just super, super free advantage for days. Soul Absorption, I feel like it's almost a win harder card. But nonetheless, I mean, pretty much this guy has just obliterated his opponent. Most of these duels are just so convincing. Now we're seeing the Topologic Mania, which can actually get rid of all your opponent's back row by banishing them. And then on top of that, you get to burn your opponent for 500 damage each for each of those cards banished by that effect. We got the Topologic Dragon summoned over here, and he's going to go ahead and get rid of a bunch of cards. And then he's going to go ahead and banish a bunch of extra cards. He's going to go ahead and get rid of that face down card and during the end phase. Now, he did activate that Raid Raptor card where, what is it? Oh, well, it's back into the deck now. But it was the one where it's like a Wabuku for them. But the guy was just like, dude, I'm done. I mean, top deck into Denko Sekka, probably not the best after a Fuzzy Millennius. But nonetheless, I mean, these duels are super, super one-sided. I mean, you got 32,000 life points and you obliterated your opponent, kind of resetting the game. I don't know, this card is pretty good. I mean, it definitely showed how powerful Topologic Dragon can be. But I know some of you guys are like, yo, dude, hook me up with that NECROFACE Link deck profile. I got you guys. I don't really know what to call it. I want to call it like a Link NECROFACE DDD. I don't know what the... I'll figure it out in the title. But Perry Shat, you made a really cool deck, and so shout outs to you, homie. But anyways, let's go ahead and go into the deck profile. For any of you guys that want to try out the deck, let's get started. So we got 3 copies of Giant Rex, 3 copies of Fairy Tail Snow, 3 copies of Metaphys Ragnarok, 2 copies of NECROFACE, 3 copies of DD Scout Plane, 3 copies of Eater of Millions, 3 Live of Darkness, 3 Pot of Desires, 3 copies of Terraforming, 3 copies of Gold Sark, 3 copies of Left Arm Offering, 3 Soul Absorption, 1 D-Fissure, 3 copies of Chaos Zone, and 1 macro column. So like I said, there hasn't been anything that's like super anti-meta, and I know that that used to be like a viable deck a while back. I haven't seen anything. I don't know if, do you guys consider this anti-meta? I mean, it is just kind of a deck that is spamming links, but it definitely is not an archetype. It definitely has anti-meta written all over it. There was a, ooh, what was it? No, it's not, there was a Piper Chaos deck that topped a while back, but before there was also Chaos Plants. There was a build that did try out Chaos, and it was an interesting card, but nonetheless, this card it has seen some play in some top decks. I have seen it in some builds. Like obviously, this is like a long time ago. This is like back during like Plant format. There was also just Chaos in general. Also Chaos Dragons was a thing, but Chaos Dragons didn't play Chaos Zone. It was like I said, it was like a Piper Chaos build. But anyways. Very interesting deck. Anyways, let's get started. I think what we were at? I think we were talking about Eater of Millions. We were at I lost track. Lord of Darkness, we got 3 of those, 3 Pot of Desires, 3 copies of Terraforming, because Chaos Zone is really what runs the deck so well. Actually, I think we already ran over the cards. Wow, dude, I completely spaced out. Sorry, I think we're in the extra decks now. Alright, Angel, Zera, we got Siphon Lord Omega, Coral Dragon, Bujinki Amaterasu, 1 Castell, 1 Minerva, 1 Topologic, 1 Borealo Dragon, 1 Scoldy, 1 of the Ningrisu, the World Chalice Warrior, Topologic Tulisbania, which is a new card, really good stuff, Kira's Dominion of Lightsworn, Decode Talker, Binary Sorceress, and the really hot card. I don't think this card actually will see any play. I wish the card counted as light and dark. I mean, it's got it written all over in the artwork. I don't think this card's very good, though, but it is there. But anyways, let me know, guys, what you think of the deck. Do you guys think it has some potential? I think one archetype that hasn't gotten some support in a while, I want to say, is Chaos. And technically, there is 3 copies of Blackluster Soldier in the OCG, so I'm hoping that we can also get it in the TCG. And that will make a lot more people interested in perhaps playing Chaos. I'm really hoping we get some more Chaos support. That's one of my favorite archetypes, even though it's not an archetype. I mean, like I said, there is some technical support for Chaos, like well, there's Primal Seed and Phantom of Chaos. There is some support for Chaos, but it's so outdated. It really just needs some new support. Chaos Hunter is a pretty cool card too. Maybe one day we'll see it. Hopefully Chaos will get a Link Monster too. I know that there is Chaos Goddess. There's a lot of like obscure Chaos cards. It just didn't really work out for the deck. I like how Dark. Oh, it's because Dark Magician or Magician of Black Chaos also is in the text. But for the most part, yeah, there's Chaos Goddess. We just haven't gotten any good Chaos support. Hopefully that'll come out pretty soon. In the V-Reigns pack that we're getting in the TCG, maybe exclusive, TCG exclusive Archetype Chaos. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the vid. If you did, drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're always doing innovative things in the Yu-Gi-Oh game.